A shadow demon.
Here you go. Very specialized. I don't really...
Don't make too many of these.
I just discovered this potion recipe yesterday.
Oh, fortuitous.
No. With sea invisibility, I've got something, but if this thing can, like, fucking, like, say, teleport away and, like, just go poof, lol, like fucking demons do.
Yep.
And, you know, given this, like, I guess this question again, and I'm gonna kick this back at Tina to talk to the voice of her head, what do shadow demons do? Like, what is their role in, like, the demon hierarchy?
Yes, well, this prompts clearly another role.
Doesn't Tristan already know that, though?
I mean, these are quite specific questions, like what they're actually doing.
Eviscerating questions brought to you by the man with 18 intelligence.
Exactly.
Nope, not my day. I'm off. Tristan's tired.
She... probably, yes. She is not actually sure. Rain has heard somewhere, perhaps in his studies.
Or in Tristan's sleep.
Yeah, maybe Tristan like mumbles in her sleep or something. And Alauneari can certainly back this up. And, you know, together you sort of talk amongst yourself and sort of see, oh, yes, I recall this, yes, and that.
Tristan will just... I keep mixing Danish into it. Dimension door. Zakari back.
Poof!
Poof, he's... Go there. Because he can definitely help you.
Tell me a few things, Zakari.
No. Too
well,
bad.
all of you, all the four of you together talking amongst yourselves, you do suss out, you know, you've heard different, someone has heard this and someone has heard that, and you piece together basically that shadow demons, when they're conjured, if that is indeed the case, are usually used as spies or assassins. A role that you know, meshes very well with their innate powers.
That sort of narrows down the theory that there might have been a relative of Sarthas of Astia who managed to sneak into Varthas and is acting against our will. If this thing could be used as a spy, then...
Rilinid just has like a blue screen of death.
Indeed. At this point, Tarlin comes sweeping in, nodding towards the family and saying, "My lords, matron, I am pleased to report that the Varthas is currently sealed off. Nothing gets in or out. As long as it doesn't, well, fly too much." Motioning
Or
towards
do what we think it does, so the gate will not hold it.
Tarlin shrugs. Yes, possibly so, Lord Zyn. If the creature can fly and you know, blend into shadows and whatnot, then the gates would mean little. But at least no body is leaving Varthas at the moment.
Does Alauneari know if the thing can actually just sort of fly independently of anyone? Does it, like, need a host? Or, say?
She would guess that it certainly can fly on its own. If so pressed. From what she knows, it prefers to linger in shadows and like jump from shadow to shadow, but when need be, it can probably just fly.
So how intelligent do we think this thing is? You know, judging by our combined.
Pretty intelligent. It is, if it's a spy and an assassin, it needs to be pretty cunning.
Yeah.
It's worth mentioning that Zyn right now is trying to find the best methods to look at every shadow ever at the same time.
Fetch my bat.
It would be best if we continue to leave this fortress sealed for a day, so as to pursue this angle. Afterwards, it can be reopened without any incident, as the possible suspected thing, from what my family is telling me, would mean that gates and seals are irrelevant.
Tarlin seems to consider this and then shrugs and says, "As you will, my lord." Looking at hers, "Unless you need me further, I shall return to guarding the gates, I suppose."
Tristan was telling me she needs to have a word with him in private.
Certainly, my lady.
I guess you'll walk away with him then.
Okay.
Because there is definitely no private here. I can't move my token. Nope, I can't move it. Thank you, whoever did it. She went back.
Oh.
Reasonable to Talent is. I know that shadow demons are also minions of Nocturcular. Would you know more about shadow demons than we do?
Tarlin looks a bit troubled, and then he slowly shakes his head. "I don't think so, Trislan. My training did involve many things, as well as the basic teachings of Nocturcular. But I must confess that summoning demons are not really part of what I do. I prefer a more personal approach."
No, it's not like that. It's just if you know more about shadow demons than we do, if you have encountered one.
I do know that my house used them before. The matron, Miss Vytharia, certainly did employ shadow demons from time to time, and they acted as the spies mainly for the house. Quite effective as well.
I imagine.
I have not fought one. I've not seen one operating in the field either, but from what my former matron told me, they were quite effective at what they do.
Okay, well, thank you for the information.
Of course. He smiles, a rakish smile.
Tristan will smile back as good as you can. And that was all. Thank you.
Tarlin sweeps away, his blood-red cloak flowing behind him as he goes towards one of the gates again.
We are unfortunately not going to gain any more information standing here. Insufficient. Do you think it would be possible for us to, I don't want to say capture, but destroy this thing? If you say it's used as a spy, then there's no telling what could have possibly sent the damn thing.
Tristan walks back. I don't know if she hears what Rilinid said.
We just stood around like little mannequins waiting for you to come back.
Aw, that's so nice.
Alauneari is very conflicted right now.
Tristan will walk over and say, well, maybe it's the matron of, what was the demon lord?
Shax. Well,
Shax.
You don't actually know outright what Drow house worships that demon lord. You're not that... Probably not that well connected. Then again, I guess
nobility.
Knowledge local could work, I guess.
Envy and lies. It could be anyone who wishes to hurt someone else.
Yeah.
Which is probably a huge number of people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I like this. Well, if you wanna pop that up.
Then it could be the matron that has summoned it.
Fucking bunny slippers.
Thought it was pony.
So comfortable though. So very nice. Well, Rilinid thinks, mulls it over. Shax is like most demon lords, can certainly, like his minions can certainly be contracted by most people with a grudge if you're just willing to pay whatever price they want. There is a drow house specifically dedicated to shacks, and that is House Vexidire.
Okay. Now, I imagine, like, say, like, drow citadels have, like, several, you know, demon lord, like, patrons that are, like, represented. Does shacks, like, have, like, or this house, does it have, like, any sort of prominent holdings? I mean, it has been, like, several decades, but, you know, drow society isn't that mutable.
Drow society is usually very, like, brittle. Yeah. If something breaks, it really breaks. But until then, it stands rather firm. Rilinid will know that House Vexidire is certainly connected with Teresia. They have decent holdings there for sure.
Is it connected with House of Vastia at all?
He seems to think not that he knows of. Okay. He is not that sure though. That is pretty elusive knowledge at this point.
All right.
He knows that House Vexidire are a house that is mainly concerned with trading. They are a trade guild as much as they are a house. They traffic in many things from, you know, secrets, knowledge slaves, or whatever else they can sell, basically.
What?
They are the house Ordos of.
I see.
What was the house of Dark Elves we killed? On the road of madness, or what it was called?
That's not it, just a minor house, which also concerned its illustrated. At any rate, after conveying this information, one suggestion, and this would end up being for your character, Manaki, would be for you to speak with Andaria to see whether she knows of any connection between House Sevastia and House of Vexidire.
Alauneari was actually thinking something like that, but more like demanding answers from her.
Whatever.
She currently has the feeling that she wants to show force and kill everyone. Right. But she also knows that would just be to do whatever this thing wants, and she doesn't want to do that. So, but certainly, upon hearing this, she will say, "I will speak with Andaria."
We also go on.
As she will simply turn and sort of leave, looking back one time. Is there anything else?
No, I don't have anything else.
All resources we have available are necessary for this, and they will all be used to maximum efficiency. There is nothing too harsh, no punishment too great, or no reward too great for this to be solved. This is unacceptable. It cannot be allowed to stand. It will not. If I have to kill every single living thing in this place, I will find out who did this, and I will take my revenge upon them.
Alright, cool. Then disperse.
She'll go directly to Andaria.
Yes, Andaria seems currently to be in her laboratory in the tower.
You will fling sort of walking past a few guards, you will flick her wrist and order a good 6 of them to come with her.
Sure.
So she has someone to trash Andaria's place if necessary.
Alright, sure.
Shit.
Yeah, guards certainly follow in behind her.
Alright. She'll do the dramatic entrance, pushing the door open and such.
Alright. Well, the door slams open.
I will fall off the desk.
Yeah, Andaria seems to be in the middle of some intricate experiment at her workstation, and she looks up, very annoyed for a split second, sees Alauneari, frowns, and then puts down, all the things she is currently doing, it's boiling and hissing and fuming and stuff. She turns around and says, "Matron."
Alauneari currently looks incredibly furious.
Well, what can I do for you?
You will deliver answers. Agaris has been insulted, and the Queen of Vengeance is not insulted easily. She looks upon her. Your family would not have something to do with this, would they?
She looks perplexed and said, Matron, I have been in my laboratory for the past several days. I am afraid I do not quite know what you're referring to.
She looks and says, and I do not care what you know or what you don't know. I care for answers. She looks at, you will give them to me, or everything here will be destroyed. Everything you've worked for will be ruined and thrown to the ground and burned forever.
She looks exasperated.
I demand answers. And if you deliver them to me, that is better than anyone else. First and foremost, House Vytharia. What do you know?
She frowns. House Vytharia is a noble house connected with Terisia, I believe. Specialized in trade, I think. I know for a fact.
The guards to go and look at some of her fine glassware and whatnot. Says,
oh, yeah.
More.
Well, they were among the houses who conducted trade caravans to Vothis in the past, when it was still under the former Baroness's control. I don't think.
Would you say that they would have a reason to seek vengeance upon us for what we did?
She seems to think and slowly shake her head. I don't think so, Matron. The House of Vytharia is traders. They see profit in everything. That is what I do. I don't think they care much. They would care as much as I would care if the former Baroness died or not. As long as the Vothis is open to some kind of trade, that is all that matters to them. Profit is their highest goal, Matron.
Alauneari would look at Darian and sort of says, you work with words. You are clever. And so I'll give you this. If you find out who did this, bring them to us, and you will have the laboratory you have been dreaming of. I can promise you that.
She looks surprised. I can certainly ask around, Matron.
You will have to do better than that. If this is not dealt with shortly, heads will roll.
I understand.
I suggest you begin immediately.
And Daria slowly nods. Throws a glance at the guards that's sort of moving about.
Intimidatingly looking at her things.
Yeah, exactly. And then she seemingly seems to gather things from her workbench. You see her slip different items into different pockets in her cape and on her armor.
Mobilize whatever resources you need. This has the highest priority.
Well, she looks, but I will begin my inquiries then.
Larry nods, and she sort of gestures for the guards to follow her out.
And she sweeps out.
Mm-hmm. You'll go and try to seek out Rain.
You will probably find Rain basically dealing with reports from all the guards, but yeah, if you come along, yeah, I will just shove them to the side and let you through.
Good. Alauneari will enter, sort of in blister, and she will tell Rain basically the same thing, that there needs to be answers here. Of course, he knows how dire this is, and basically tell him that whoever like we need answers and we need them quickly. And even if people don't know something, maybe torture will actually encourage someone to make or to find some answers before it's their turn.
I will have Tala.
Everything needs to be mobilized.
I will have Tala and Tevaquals, all their people, as well as all the people I can muster together, basically around the city, trying to gather as much information as we can.
Order must be restored, and everything must be in control constantly.
Control is one of the top priorities. Finding whoever caused this is the other top one.
You again storm out, leaving the guards. They can do work there.
Certainly.
The guards might hear Rain grumble, but he hasn't even rested properly. Oh, back to looking at all the reports.
Sure.
And ordering people around.
If someone throws a glance outside or passes into the courtyard, they will see a few guards together with Andaria, seemingly carrying the body.
Dissections, I think.
Sure.
That was really mean.
It's kind of in her personality.
It is. Yeah.
So it's not even that. This is just something that cannot be accepted.
That's the other bit.
This is like...
Yeah, we'll just let the Demon Lord patron responsible for, guiding
Everything.
and powering us to, just be insulted. We're just gonna, fucking go sleep and then clip our toenails without a problem. Yeah.
Might be a bad rest.
Maybe we could do that if, we were worshipping Mitra or some shit.
Oh, Mithra.
It's a demon goddess, a demon lady of vengeance. We cannot simply stand and... vengeance will be had upon everyone. And she is doing her utmost right now. She's being very brave in not just demanding that someone gets killed. And people should know that and understand that they are in serious danger, and they better do their damned best to solve this problem before they die. Even if they didn't do it, if they can't find the answers, they're also responsible. The worst thing is she doesn't really know what she can do. That makes her really, really mad.
All right.
She'll move to the throne room.
Yes. Sitting glowering on the throne.
Yes.
She has lesser restoration if need be. She'll just fucking perk herself back up if necessary. Bam! I'm not tired. I'm angry.
Exactly. Furious. So you can actually see like the the throne glowing with her anger. All right. Does Zyn do anything special while everyone else is off doing stuff?
Well, Zyn isn't really good with people. So if he isn't given a specific target, he can't really do his thing. So he will probably just mill about trying to be useful because he too is insulted by this whole thing. But as much as he would wish to do something, that something would likely not be ideal in this situation and probably cause more problems than it would solve. So he's just milling about pretty much.
All right.
Trisha will try and see if she can find any more information about the Shadow Demon.
How does she do this?
I would guess we have a library.
Not really.
Well, clearly she can ask us. She can go talk to the second sage about it, right?
Talk to the what?
Second sage, the mushroom person.
You could. He does have a caster's tower, but I imagine that library is for arcane esoteria and has arcane paraphernalia and not
Outsider.
Everything you've ever wanted to know about shadow demons.
The point is, you might.
Well, I can't talk to the planes yet, so.
Call up the planes.
Where is he?
You just like,
Welcome-
go see
no,
the
welcome to
merchant.
the plane
Hello.
You can go and see the merchant. Do you want to go and see the merchant?
No, I don't want to go see the merchant.
No.
I have this staff.
Oh, do you?
Tell
Give
me
that
more.
to me.
Have you given
eliminate the
that
shadow
staff to
demon.
Trislan?
Not yet.
Too bad.
Right now, Alauneari is sitting with it clasped in her hands.
That's right. Trislan's not the hero, Vothis deserves. But
Yes. It's true.
Yeah. God damn it. Why can't I talk to the planes?
I don't know.
Exactly the same feeling. Why can't I make a shadow demon?
That's actually what she's most angry about.
Just stand in front of the hangar, like yelling at the airplanes. Why can't I talk to you?
Okay, Tristan will try something she has not tried before.
Oh, goodness.
Oh,
Yes. Don't look at me like that. Malika just give me...
she's into experimentation,
She is...
We all had those years in college.
What?
Go on. What's up?
Okay.
Yes, go on.
She will not go to the shrine because that is not ready to be prayed to. But she will pray to Agaris to try to see if she can get anything from her. Anything.
Okay.
The High Priestess will look for divine intervention.
Yes.
Are you
which is
casting a spell or?
no.
Okay.
She doesn't have any spells to do that.
Oh.
She's a summoner.
Yeah, I'm asking. I don't know anything about the summoner.
Sends Sakai to look around the place.
Summon Agaris. What?
Summon a Gary.
I didn't know you were capable of casting Gate.
It might be.
Summon Agaris.
Might
No.
be a
if we
problem if she
could.
actually arrives.
You know that probably requires a stronger spell than Summon Monster Free.
And Garrus pops up in Vothis. That's gonna.
More to the point, she's kind of evil, and if we're unable to solve this problem ourselves, I mean...
Yeah.
Yeah.
You called me up for what?
A shadow demon?
Fool!
I have 17,004 of those!
Well,
Yep, you pray to Garrus. Got it.
well, I can use another feather on Sakari and give him scent and let him sniff about and see if he can find anyone suspicious, because it's bound to be in someone's shadow and their odds would be bound to act weird.
I doubt Selton really helped with finding a shadow, so...
Well, there was like this cold smell about or something, so that might...
No, he doesn't need smell for cold, does he?
Can you give him thermo vision?
I didn't know cold had a smell to it. Like,
It might, who knows?
I know we're in a fantasy
I often
world.
I cough when I'm out in the cold, so but but that's it.
Science!
Science.
It appears more you could just unfetter him and get him to search around, I guess.
Yes. Search the sky. Go.
Away!
Use that fitter so he can.
Alright, time passes. Everyone doing their thing.
Things everywhere.
Things everywhere. DDS, you can make a roll for me, please.
What kind would you like?
Well, you know what you're doing. Roll for the appropriate skill you're using.
You know what you do, moves it.
You know what you're doing. Secret to me, please.
For great justice.
Well,
He's
All right.
channeling his shadow demon.
You discarded my plot.
rises up behind the throne.
Handle animal to pet the shadow demon. What?
Who's a good shadow demon?
I am.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
All right. Mm-hmm.
You know, bad things are happening when the demon's frantically typing.
Only it was a good outsider. I have so many things against good outsiders.
I know, right? I know the feeling.
Oh. More than a feeling. about the Boston, this shadow demon.
So clearly what we should have done for this campaign is play good characters so we have more tools against evil people.
I wasn't allowed. I mean, I wasn't even allowed to play a non-drow.
Well, the problem with that is our population is evil.
Should have been a swerve from that one.
You did put up a good selling point for
The Goblin Bard.
Yeah, Goblin Bard, but that would have been a little too silly. Although I in principle, I love the idea.
And you did express regret during
Yes.
the final session for book 1.
Yeah. Oh well. Rilinid is fun too. With his slippers and stuff. Alright, sent you a thing, DDS. And,